you're ready.
Will the time signals be just when you want?
Their hearts.
Recently, the world was awakened to the reality of the now exploding field of genetic engineering as the Human Genome Map was unveiled. This one discovery, when announced, sent the stock price of Celera, the private sector company primarily responsible for the map, skyrocketing. Fortunes were made in minutes, and simultaneously, the debate circuit lit up with heated arguments over a yet alien topic, genetic ethics. Questions were raised concerning what limitations should be placed on the spread of personal genetic information, and morally, what kinds of penalties should be applied to those who would break such limitations. And these ethical questions are the most important at this point. For far too many times across human history have we seen at this birthing moment of a discovery, the human side of science neglected. How many millions of children were forced to breathe the toxic fumes of the coal mines until someone, during the Industrial Revolution era, began to regulate advancement. And that's where we are right now. But then, how in our very humanitarian, advanced age and state which we hold ourselves to be in, how could atrocities like this ever happen again? For most, the genetic threat ends in the mad scientist creating some kind of a monster or a new virus of some kind, or the genetic terrorist creating a bomb to strike out at some nation. And for most, that's where any kind of a genetic threat ends. But I believe that in the near future, we shall see that it's not the substance of the genetic field, but the very knowledge of it that will be a threat to our society. But how? How in our information age could information be dangerous? Well, first, consider the health insurance agency, that upon finding a defect in someone's personal genome, meaning not that they had the disease, a debilitative disease, but that they had maybe a 50-50 chance of getting it later in life from a gene. From a businessman's standpoint, honestly, it would be best to cut coverage and go for a 100% chance of wellness. Or what about the college graduate? Working his whole life for a certain career, denied that opportunity because of a genetic fault, a tendency. Both of these, yes, are unjust, and both, sadly, are very possible in the near future. So how do we stop this? More importantly, how do we prevent it? Well, first, we must make laws concerning every facet of the genetic field immediately. Will there be a new agency set up to handle the personal genetic information? Will pharmaceutical companies be able to look at personal genetic files? When they do, will they be able to know who's they're looking at? Will they be able to get in touch with who's they're looking at? Countless questions, and they all need answers. And once we have those very difficult answers, we need to make the penalties we assign these laws very harsh. For this is the only way to prudently safeguard our society. But on a positive note, I really do believe that we are at a turning point. A turning point for our nation, for our world, and for our very species. Generations from now, our children will look back to this moment and ask themselves, how did our ancestors handle discovery? Did they allow it in their ignorance to become bittersweet, hurting many while helping some? Or did they allow it prudently, cautiously, to become a tool for the betterment of all mankind? That is the choice that we make together right now. And I pray that we will make it wisely.